we're ready to create our first React Native app. To do so, we first need to install the React Native CLI, which is an npm package. We can do npm install. It's a global install because this is just a CLI that provides the React Native command that we're going to use to create our React Native applications. And the name of the package is React Native CLI. When this package is installed, it will create a React Native command that's available globally. So we can use that command next. Let's do React Native. And to initialize a new application, we use the init command and give it the name of the application, usually in title case here. So let's call this first application hello rn. This command is going to take some time. It does a few things. It'll create a directory on this level with the exact same name that we passed to it, and it will install all the packages required for React Native to work. When it's done, it will give you instructions on how to run the application. So let's cd into hello rn and go ahead and run React Native run iOS. We'll first test this on iOS and then we'll test it on Android. This command will take some time too, because it will package the initial application and prepare it with the runtime in Xcode. And it will also launch the iOS simulator. So let's make space for that. So as you see, my simulator was run with an iPhone 6 simulator. And the React Native run iOS command just opened another terminal, which is the packager that's running on port 8081. So this is the server that's going to repackage our code when we do any modifications to the application. It's still doing its thing, so just wait on it. And there you go. When everything is successful, you'll get this build successful message. And you'll also get the bundling index.ios.js, and the application will automatically launch in the simulator, and you'll get this welcome to React Native. Let's take a look at the application structure. I'm going to open up Atom on this directory, and let's navigate this. There is a package.json and package lock.json. This is npm. And you'll notice two main dependencies for this application, React and React Native. The start script, if you just want to do npm start, it will simply just run the local CLI from the node modules. React Native also comes prepackaged with Jest for testing. And things seem to be configured with Babel as well. You have two main directories, an Android application and an iOS application. The iOS application is actually the Xcode project that we can just open in Xcode. We can actually run this application from Xcode if we want to. And the Android application is the equivalent. The starting point for the application is an index.js file on the top level. Now in my project that was generated with React Native 046, I have an index.android.js and an index.ios.js. This has been changed since React Native 049. Which would generate a single file that run on both platforms. So you'll probably have that single index.js file, so edit that. These two files in older versions of React Native applications were always the same, so this is a good change. The content of index.js is simple. The hello rn component that you see here is what's rendered to the simulator. So this is a normal React component that extends react.component. And the new thing here is that we are importing things from React Native. We're importing app registry, style sheet, and two of the UI components, text and view, which we're using here. We're using a view, and we're using text inside that view. The style sheet object is used to create JavaScript styles that we are passing to the UI elements. And the app registry is used to register this component that we just created. Think about the app registry as the React DOM render method. But instead of rendering to the DOM, we're registering this component with React Native. So we can now start making changes. Let's simplify this. I'm just going to do hello world. And to refresh, I need to do Command R. Command R is going to reload the application. So we have hello world. Command D bring up this menu of things we can do, and we'll go over them. But for now, let's enable live reload. If you enable live reload, then any change you make here, when you save that change will be automatically reloaded in the simulator, which is really handy. The other very handy thing on this menu is the debug.js remotely option. Go ahead and click that. And this will open up a Chrome debugger window. So open up the console on that window. And then you see a few debugging things here, but the most important thing to learn is that you can use console log statements and they will show up in that console. So our console log statement showed up here. So right out of the box, we get so much value. We're simply writing JavaScript and React, and we're seeing our application in a simulator on an iPhone. We didn't need to do a build step for the application between changes. Things just work with a simple refresh, and you can have it refreshed by just saving the file. We also get to debug the application as if it was a web application with the powerful Chrome dev tools. All of these are huge wins for working with React Native. In the next video, we'll test this Hello application on Android.